Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to KUMB TV special lunchtime episode of Eyes Up Mother Brown to cover the UEFA Conference League quarter-final draw, which will be happening in just a second. And West Ham, of course, one of the 8 teams left in the draw. We'll be going through those in just a second for you, just to see who West Ham could potentially face. Who would you like West Ham to draw in the last 8? Let us know in the live chat. Good afternoon to AGXM, to Alan Pardew's dad, to everyone else joining us on the stream live. Kickoff will be very, very shortly. Bear with me for just a second. I just need to bring up the live link. Yes, of course, this year's final being held in Prague. Not a huge stadium, but we'll worry about that if and when we get there. But until then, some tough potential ties facing West Ham as we look to reach the last 8 of the Conference League. The first time West Ham United have ever been in this competition, and through to the last 8 following that resounding, comfortable win last night against the Cypriot side, AEK Larnaca. The 8 teams left in the draw, spread neatly across the entire continent of Europe. We have teams from as far and wide: Switzerland, Holland, Belgium, France and Italy, Poland, and of course England with West Ham United, the Hammers, representing this year for the UK. Still waiting for the draw to begin. It's going to be coming up very, very shortly. AZ Alkmaar, Basel of Switzerland, Ghent and Anderlecht of Belgium, Fiorentina of Serie A, Italy, Lech Poznan, Polish side, West Ham United and Nice, who could just possibly be mine and many bookies' favourites to win the tournament now. Been doing really, really well. Unbeaten, I think, in the last 10 games in France, in Ligue 1. There's a shot of Mark Noble in the crowd. Mark Noble hot-footed it over to the draw. And, yeah, we're just waiting for it all to begin now. Hopefully I'll get some video for you in just a second. For some reason, I'm unable to see it. There we go. Oh, that's better. Normal service has been resumed. How you doing, folks? Good to see you. Properly see you now. I do apologise for the darkness of the screen right now. The cameras, I'm missing a background light at the moment, so we're going with what it is. Apologies if I look a bit pacey. So we're just waiting for things to start here. Bear me a second. Oh, it's all go today. Right, so still waiting for the draw to begin. We're just seeing some pretty scenery of Prague, Czech Republic, of course, where this year's final is being held. Could West Ham get their first potential final since 1976, when we were beaten by Anderlecht, who, of course, are still in the competition, 4-2 in the Cup Winners' Cup final in the Heysel Stadium in Belgium. Many, what's that, 46, 47 years ago now? A long, long time ago, team. A long, long time ago. I'm looking for a pen. I can't find a pen. Really badly organised here today. There's the dog. Hello, mate. How are you? It's all happening here. So we're still waiting for it to start. Let's just take a quick look at the last 16 ties that were played last night. West Ham, of course, triumphing 4-0 against AEK Larnaca. Good result for the Hammers. That one. And also in action last night. Lots of games yesterday. Also started, there was one on Tuesday, wasn't there? Just having a quick look at the last 16 ties. West Ham, of course, 2-0 up from the first leg. Winning 4-0 last night to win 6-0 on aggregate. And just trying to find the other scores now. Ghent 1-4-1 in Istanbul to beat Basaksehir 5-2 on aggregate, the first Belgium side to get through. I should confirm that's not Genk, who we played last year in the Europa League. This is Ghent, completely different team. Leg Poznan thrashed Djurgårdens of Sweden 5-0 over the two legs. 3-0 win last night, giving them a 5-0 comfortable victory, just behind West Ham for the second highest win of the round. Fiorentina beat Sivasspor, and the second Turkish team to get knocked out of the tournament last night. 5-1 on aggregate, 4-1 win for the Serie A side in the second leg. They were followed by Basel, who were 2-1 down in the second leg. The first leg finished 2-2, so they were 4-3 down on aggregate, deep into injury time. And they scored the third minute of added on time at the end of the second half. Took it to extra time. No more goals in extra time. And the game ended up going to penalties, which Basel won 4-1. So the Swiss side through. We're just waiting the draw. Looks like we're going to be beginning very soon. Lazio knocked out by AZ Alkmaar. A lot of people's dark horses, to be fair, Alkmaar. Fantastic win for them. And the other, the tournament favourites, Villarreal, going down 1-0 home to Anderlecht. Of course, West Ham met earlier in the year. 1-0 on aggregate. The first leg was 0-0. And then finally, Nice went through, beating Sheriff 3-1, 4-1 on aggregate, giving us the 8 ties for the draw, which is about to commence, people. Getting exciting now. As I said, who do you fancy? Avoid Nice, says Mango. Anyone else? Mango, asking for Ghent. So let us know. It looks like we're just about to start anyway. So if you've got your browser windows at the ready to book tickets, now's the time to pay attention, because it looks like we're about to start. 1 second. Need to just get a quick drink. Be right back. Okay. Where are we? Still waiting for the first hard stuff today. Still waiting for the draw to commence. It looks like we're about to start now. 8 teams in the hat. And of course, don't forget, not just the quarterfinal draw today. We're also going to find out who's West Ham's semi-final opponents would be if we were to make it that far, because they're going to be drawing both rounds right now. Yeah, just waiting for it all to kick off. As I said, Mark Noble is there today. He's looking on, watching the proceedings to see what happens. Now, we have a round of applause. This might be Vladimir Smica, the former Liverpool and Czech Republic star, given that his name's splashed all over. Yeah, that's Vladimir Smica, I would say. Looks like he's the head honcho here, guesting to make the draw for UEFA. So we're still waiting for things to kick off. Hopefully it won't be too much longer to wait. I've just got a funny feeling. I've got a thing about Fiorentina. I think we might draw the Italians, but do let me know who you fancy drawing. Who do you want to see us draw? Who do you want to see us avoid? More importantly, I guess Nice and AZ Alkmaar are probably the two strongest teams, apart from West Ham, perhaps left in the competition. Fiorentina, maybe. Not going so great in the in Serie A this season. I think they're 11th at the moment, but of course West Ham not exactly flying in the Premier League. So anyone looking at us would probably quite fancy their chances right now, given our league form. But anyway, looks like we're still chatting on the screen, so still no draw coming up. Once again, the 8 teams left in the tournament for you. Fiorentina, West Ham, Ghent, Lech Poznan, Basel, AZ Alkmaar, Anderlecht and Nice. Nice spread of teams. A few we've played before, a few we haven't ever met before in competitive football and competitive competition. But it'd be nice to play a new one, wouldn't it, really? The dates for the 2 ties, semi-finals will be played on the 11th and 18th of May, but prior to then, the quarter-final ties, the ones we're definitely in for, to be played on the 13th and 20th of April. Very busy month next month for West Ham. I think that's 9 games we have as things stand for the 4th month of the year. Now, it looks like we might be about to start. We've got a close-up on one of the UEFA head honchos. Nice little UEFA logo there on his lapel. They didn't buy those at Mr. Byright, so I can tell you that. But we're still waiting for it to go. Now we've got a hand on the ball. Oh, tentatively took it away. I thought we was going to get one picked there, but still waiting for that to happen. I guess most of us would like the easiest draw, right? Mango suggesting a West Ham versus AZ final. That would be something else, wouldn't it? AZ, very, very underrated, I think, this year. Going to be, I mean, it was a decent draw, a decent win against Lazio. Really, really good win. Beat them both home and away, of course. Narrowly, but I've just got a funny feeling they're going to be one of the dark horses. Got some very, very strong players. Nice, of course. West Ham have basically tried to buy Nice's front line over the course of the last summer or two, especially more recently Terry Moffi, who came in from Lorient, I think it was, in January, or was it the summer? But anyway, player West Ham were strongly linked with. So some top quality players that West Ham managers for sure feel could do a job in the Premier League, given the club's interest. We're still waiting for the draw to take place. Still nothing happening, but it looks like we might be ready for some action. It's not exactly a packed auditorium there. We've got kind of, it's a bit like almost like a university training room. Big screens, if you haven't got pictures. And then we've got some seats going up and one side's completely empty. Anyway, the hands in the pot to pick the first team. Who's going to be coming out first? We're just about to find out. Who's it going to be? The paper's out. Mr. Smeetzer, who have you got for us? Lech Poznan. So one of the perceived weaker teams left in the competition out first. Lech Poznan home in the first leg. But who will they be facing? Let's find out. It's Lech Poznan versus drum roll. Smeek's having a bit of trouble getting the paper out of this one. Could this be West Ham United? It's a long one. It's Fiorentina. So Lech Poznan versus Fiorentina is the first tie drawn out today. Mark Noble looking suitably non-bothered, I suppose you could say, by that particular draw. Would have perhaps fancied Poznan, not Fiorentina. So that's one of the tough ties out the way. Anyway, that's my pick gone. Let's see who we've got next. Tie number 2 coming out. The third team about to be drawn by Vladimir Smeetzer. It's Ghent of Belgium. Ghent, of course, who went through to the last 8 by beating Başakşehir of Istanbul 5-2. Now, this is one we would quite like, I think. Close trip to Belgium, of course. Lots of people could make that by road if we were to draw this one. Vladimir Smeetzer carefully unscrewing the ball like a snooker black ball. But anyway, he's got the paper out. What have we got? West Ham United. There it is. There it is. West Ham United will face Ghent of Belgium in the quarterfinals of the UEFA Conference League. The draw has been made. Not a huge smile from the Ghent contingent. We didn't get a shot of Mark Noble to get his reaction. We did see a shot of the AZ Alkmaar team, and they look quite happy, presumably to avoid West Ham. Who knows? But anyway, who's next? Alkmaar out. Now, what would be handy for West Ham, I think, here is if we saw Nice come out next. That would be very, very handy. But AZ Alkmaar, who beat Lazio over the 2 legs in the round of 16, are at home in the quarterfinals in the first leg. Who will they play? Will it be Nice? Will it be one of the other 2 teams left in the draw? Let's find out. Come on, please be Nice. It'd be good to get one of these out of the way. It's not. Excuse me. It's Anderlecht. The second Belgium team are out now. Now, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but looking at the draw for the last 8, if you were to seed the 8 teams, one side stronger teams, the other side the weaker teams, I think you'd pretty much pick it as this draw's been made. You've got Poznan, weaker team, versus Fiorentina, stronger team. Ghent, weaker team, versus West Ham United, stronger team. Alkmaar, stronger team, versus Anderlecht, weaker team. We've just had Basel drawn at home, which means they will be facing Nice of France. It'll be Switzerland versus France. In fact, that's you could probably get the bus between those 2 grounds, I'd imagine, pretty close together. I think it's fair to say. Basel to Nice, probably not the bus. That would be a little bit of an exaggeration, but certainly not a huge trip. So there it is. That's the quarterfinal draw. Of course, stay with us, friends. Stay with us. We are only halfway through the draw. We have the semi-final draw yet to come. The ties will be made in just a second. So West Ham are about to find out who, if they can get past Ghent in the quarterfinals, over 2 legs will be facing in the semi-finals. Yeah, we could have I mean, we talk about the Carabao Cup draw being a bit iffy, but this one, to me, I mean, you couldn't have picked that any more evenly between weak and strong teams. So semi-final is going to be an absolute belter. Here we go. Draw number 1, the first team out of the hat for the semi-final is winners of quarter-final 1. So that's Lech Poznan or Fiorentina at home in the first leg. Now, I'd quite like to see West Ham drawn out, I think, here. But we'll see. We want a number 2. We want a game 2, preferably here, to avoid Nice and Alkmaar. Who's it going to be? It's quarter-final 4. So Lech Poznan or Fiorentina will face Basel or Nice, which means West Ham will face the winners. West Ham, or the winners of West Ham and Ghent will face the winners of Alkmaar and Anderlecht. Potentially 2 Belgian opponents in consecutive rounds there. But who's going to be at home? We're about to find out. Who's going to be at home in the first leg? It's West Ham. West Ham or Ghent would be at home in the semi-final if they made it that far against Alkmaar or Anderlecht in the second semi-final. So West Ham will be at home. We can confirm West Ham will be at home for the second leg of the quarterfinals. If we get through that, if we beat Ghent in the quarterfinals, we'll be at home to Alkmaar or Anderlecht in the first leg of the semi-final, and away a trip to Belgium or Holland for the second leg, were we to get through. It's not a bad draw, is it? All in all, I think we would have taken Ghent for the quarterfinals. Getting to the semi-final stage, you know, you're always going to come up against tough teams. So out of those remaining, it's not a terrible draw. But there's West Ham United's path to Prague. If we beat Ghent, if we beat Alkmaar or Anderlecht, we will be taking our place in the final, which takes place on the 7th of June. It's just 3 or 4 days, I think, after the FA Cup final takes place this year. Very late because of the World Cup winter break. But there it is. Once again, the draw for the quarterfinals of the UEFA Conference League confirmed. Lech Poznan of Poland versus Fiorentina of Italy. Ghent of Belgium versus West Ham United of the English Premier League. AZ Alkmaar of the Dutch Eredivisie against Anderlecht of Belgium. And the final quarterfinal tie, Basel of Switzerland, who squeezed through last night, will face Nice of France. Possibly my favourite for the tournament right now. Looking very, very strong in all competitions. The semi-finals, drawn as follows: Lech Poznan or Fiorentina versus Basel or Nice. West Ham United or Ghent will play Alkmaar, AZ Alkmaar or Anderlecht in the semi-final. We played Anderlecht in the final 47 years ago. Could we be facing them in a semi-final again? Wouldn't that be odd? Eintracht Frankfurt in last year's semi-final. Of course, we played them on that run. Played them in the semi-final that year. Could be a swap, which would be kind of interesting, wouldn't it? But anyway, there it is, folks. Get yourselves on over to the KUMB.com forum. There is a Conference League thread over there. You can get in there and share your views and opinions on what you've seen today. Are you happy with what you've seen? You're a bit disappointed. Did you fancy a trip to, say, Fiorentina, Florence, somewhere like that? Someone a bit prettier than... I've never been to Ghent, actually. Is that industrialised or is that Genk? I can never tell between the difference. Let's have a look at some of your reactions very quickly before we call it a day. Anna Parge's dad, for a start, said, I fancy us against any of the remaining teams. And what have we got? Mango, that will do, he says. Yes, says Franco Felipe. Alan Parge's dad said we should be happy with that. Tough Sammy says AGXM, but happy overall. Franco Felipe adding, I like the draw, honestly. And APD ending today with, this has to be our best chance of a trophy in ages. There it is. Can we do it? Who knows? It's going to be exciting. Once again, the dates for those 2 games are as follows. The quarterfinals, the 13th and 20th of April. West Ham away in Belgium on the 13th, back home for the 20th. And the semi-finals are being played on the 18th, the 11th and 18th of May. West Ham at home on the 11th of May, away to Alkmaar or Anderlecht on the 18th, if we get through to the final 4. That's it for today, folks. Thank you for joining me on this very, very special Eyes Up Mother Brown KUMB TV live stream for the UEFA Conference League draw. I shall be on over to the forum right now to see what's going on.